What's up everybody, welcome to my YouTube channel, and if you're new to this channel, karibu sana, and let me officially welcome you all into my channel. It's your boy Hawaii _ KG7. This is the Hustle and Bustle show where I bring different types of hustle and also talk to different types of entrepreneurs, businessmen, and also businesswomen. Join me in the baddest, hottest, and the latest show in East and Central Africa. This is the Hustle and Bustle show. And Bustle Show. And Bustle Show. What's up everybody, this is the Hustle and Bustle show, and who do we have here?
Peter Fedha.
Peter Fedha.
Yeah.
Like Fedha for Fedha Estate.
Yeah, Fedha Estate.
Nice. I will really, first of all, I appreciate you for allowing us to feature you in our episode of Hustle and Bustle show. So it's my first time by the way to be in Two Rivers. Guys, we're in Two Rivers, one of the best shop, in fact the best shop in Two Rivers. And we would like to know what kind of business do you run, and also how you do operate this business.
First of all, it's a cloth line. The brand name is Infini. So it's located in Two Rivers, as you are told, ground floor or zero floor for most of you. So basically what we do, we sell clothes, imported clothes from different countries, Turkey, Vietnam, China, and also shoes and accessories. Yes.
Nice. So you basically do all about clothing for men and also for women.
Oh, yes. We do sell both for both genders. That's men and women. Yes.
Okay, nice. I can really see the shop really looks nice. The interior is so nice, like 100%. How comes did you like come up with the design, or how did you come up?
So we have an interior designer. Let me big up our interior designer. Benjamin. We shared ideas. So basically, I came up with the concept. Then he got to read my mind or what we really wanted. Then he got to polish a few things, some advice here and there, and also a few concepts from online. So we came up with all this. Yeah.
The shop really looks nice. So into our show, we basically do like asking people how they made it possible in life, and also like to know basically the storyline behind the business and how you came up to be someone you are today. So the first question I would like us to know: where were you born?
It's a mix-up. So I've been born in Webuye, but raised at the coast. Yeah, the coast. So born in Webuye, but raised at the coast. Yeah. For those guys who know Ukunda. Yeah.
Ukunda?
Yeah, Ukunda.
Oh,
yeah.
Nice. How do you greet people in your language?
If it's morning, it's Buche. Yeah, Buche.
Buche. And how do you respond?
Bushe uno. I'm not that good, but that's it. Yeah.
Now after I would like to know, maybe did you after now relocating to Coast? Were you with your parents back then, or you went alone?
No, I was born in Webuye, but now I've been raised. I've been living with my family. That's my dad, mom at the coast. I think till 2005 we shifted. We relocated to Nakuru. Yeah, Nakuru until 2007. The post-election violence. My parents shifted to Kisumu. Yeah.
Let me take you a little back. During a primary level, do you remember which primary you went to?
Yeah, I went to a couple. Let me call them a group of schools. Because the very first school that I went to, I remember Catholic, somewhere in Diani. I think it's still in existence today. Yeah, Catholic. I remember my head teacher, Madam Susan, I think Madam Susan, yeah.
Maybe she's watching.
That's 1990 something. Yeah, Madam Susan. Then I went to Omoja Kindergarten. Omoja Kindergarten somewhere. For those guys who know Diani. Yeah, from Omoja I went to Redeemed Academy. From Redeemed Academy, as we relocated to Nakuru, I went to Kenyatta Primary near Afra Stadium. So from Kenyatta Primary, we relocated and I went to Cheptuli Primary. Cheptuli Primary is somewhere in Western Malava constituency. That's where I completed my primary. Yeah, after that, I joined Chebusi High School. Chebusi High School is somewhere in Kakamega.
Before we go to high school, I would like to know, you have really mentioned a lot of primary school. Which was the best that you really have a lot of memories?
I'll say Cheptuli because this was a school and back in the village. So I'm someone who has been raised in town. So these are different experience that I'm getting. So I go to this school, guys are barefoot. I'm the only one in shoes. I go to this school. I remember the first 1 week. So I used to wear the uniform that nilikuwa nazo the previous primary. So I get to this school, I'm in a tie. It's a primary school, I'm in a tie, a pair of socks, some nice tafis. Yes. Then it's like I'm the talk of the school because literally it's like I'm a celebrity. I have everything in that school. So you see back in town, maybe we could get to school, say at around 7. But now this is a different environment. Gays are there as early as 5:30. Because this is the only school that has electricity. So guys have to be there very early so that they study. So it was quite challenging for me. Then, if from a school where people speak English, maybe Swahili on Friday or something. So you're going to a school whereby people converse in Luya. You don't know anything. So guys might be having a conversation. Maki, it's a group discussion. Guys are conversing in Luya, so we just left there. One thing I thank God is that I took it positively because it really made me to study. Because at the end of the day, I used to tell myself, if these guys converse in Luya, I'm not able to understand what these guys are saying, then it means that I really have to put more effort by myself, self-effort, just to be where these guys are, because these guys are studying. These guys used to study. Because I remember that maybe in school, the last person that class we were in got around 280 something marks. Yeah. So guys used to score 400, 300. We were 18, but out of the 18, trust me, 15 were above the 300 mark. Only 3 maybe would score 290, 280 there. Yeah. Yeah. So it was a bit challenging for me. But it really made me, yeah.
And also you adapted to the situation.
Yes. As much as I joined, so this is what happened. So I registered twice for KCP. So I registered in Nakuru, and the teachers didn't want me to move to Western. My dad had been laid off. My mom had been laid off. So. Life too. So we had to move. Yeah, we had to move. So I accepted and we had to move. So my teachers in Nakuru didn't want me to go because I was a sharp student. They didn't want me to go. So they were even willing to host me until I complete my KCP. So the agreement was, I'll go, study in Western, then come back complete. I'll do my KCPE back in Nakuru. Yes. So when I went to Western, I was given an interview. So let me say I outperformed. So these guys said they're not going to let me go. I registered in their school as well. So I registered again. Yeah, they forced me to register. So I think it was past time or something, but I don't know what the headmaster did. So there's a way I registered as well. So I registered twice. I registered in Nakuru. I registered in Western. But I think there is a way the headmaster in Western followed up. They cancelled the registration, I think, in Nakuru. I don't know. I think that's happened. So I ended up switching for my KCP back in Western. Yes. So they understood my story, and I think the headmaster went ahead. What made me even sit for my KCP back in Western, the headmaster went ahead and asked the area MP if he could sponsor me after primary school. Yeah, the area MP agreed. So that's how I ended up being in Western. So I completed. I think I got 356 marks or something. Yes. So I got a calling. No, I got a calling from Chebusi. I got a calling from some local high school there. I think there are 3 schools. Then for the guys who know Malava Boys, I also got a call there from Malava Boys as well. So I had to choose. That's why I went to Chebusi. So the fact that I went to Chebusi, I had that the Dion school I went to that school. So I went to the Dion school. Yeah.
Are you anyway related to Daddy Owen?
No, I'm not related to him.
But you're a fan.
Say I'm a fan. Back then I was a fan because back then he was huge. But honestly speaking, I was a fan of his brother Rafton. So let me just complete this. So from Form 1, Form 2, I schooled in Chebusi. But now, remember I told you that the area MP was to sponsor me. Yes. But now what happened, my uncle, I had an uncle that's a rich uncle. Yeah, one of the rich uncles. You always have that one uncle in the family. So I had a rich uncle who stepped in and said that there's no need, since he has the money, there's no need of being sponsored by someone else if he can afford it. So we had to let go with the area MP. So we asked the area MP if he could sponsor someone, another person. Then my uncles to pay school fees for me. But this didn't go for long. He only paid for me Form 1 and Form 2 term 1, and that was it. So he disappeared. So I think Form 2, I didn't have school fees. So the first term when guys were opening, I think I was late, around a week or 2. So I went back to school. So when I went back to school, unfortunately, the same day I'm arriving, it's the same day they're sending people back home who are fee balanced. So I was sent back home. So being sent back home, there was no hope. There was no hope. So literally speaking, Form 2, I was never in school in Form 2. No, not term 2, sorry. Form 2, term 2, I was never in school.
Did you regret maybe if only I chose the MP to pay my school fees?
Of course, yes. But now, then again, by that time I'm young, so I can't make decisions. By that time I'm young. I'm around, say, Form 1, is it 13 or 14 years, if I'm not wrong, somewhere 13 or 14 years. You cannot make much of decisions. Then you'll only be told by it's Uncle so is going to pay your school fees. Yeah, there's no way you're going to reject. No, I don't want him. Yeah, then I think also the family had this notion. What if this area MP along the way decides to? So I think it was 50-50 for us. At least for the uncle is always there. Yeah. So that happened. So from 2 term 2. I was back at home. I really regretted. At some point I felt like committing suicide. So my mom's mom, that's my grandmother. So I think she heard that I'm at home. So she made a call. She told my mom, do this, you get my grandson, back in the where my grandma is. So I went to where my grandma is. That's in Vihiga. So you know where I am? It's in Lugari constituency. So I had to go to Vihiga. So when I went to Vihiga, my grandma was really disappointed. She tried to talk to my uncle, but the family politics. So this is my uncle's from my dad's side. So I was going to my mom's side. Yes. So a bit of family politics here and there. But all I knew was God's planning. Yeah. And there's one thing my dad used to tell me, that when you're going through a lot in life, it means that God is preparing for you for something big. Yes. So that really gave me hope. And the fact that I used to see my dad, my mom, they shed tears, they used to pray for me every day. I knew that there's something big that is waiting for me along the way. So that term 2, I think we only had 3 weeks remaining to close school. So what happened? This is a true story, by the way. So we went to a school called Vihiga Boys. So Vihiga Boys are not admitting anyone. So that was out. We went to a school called Chango. For those guys who know Vihiga, they know these schools. Yeah, they know these schools. That's way back in 2007, 2008, 2008, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, 2008. Went to that's 2008, Form 2008. We went to a school called Chango, no admission. We went to a school called Kegoe, no admission. For those who know Kegoe, Jackie Vicky has schooled in Kegoe. Yeah. The likes of Kina Injera, Hayange have schooled in Vihiga. So I know most guys know. So no admission. So I had no hope. I went back home.
Did you feel like now life has come to an end?
Honestly, for me, I felt there was no step moving forward. That was it. And you know, this school that I'm going to, or the schools that I'm going to, we only have 5,000 shillings. And these schools that I'm supposed to pay almost 40,000 shillings, I only have 5,000 shillings. Mark you, in this 5,000 shillings, I'm supposed to purchase uniforms and some books if requested.
And shopping.
Yeah. So I just came back home to my grandma's place. I accepted life. That now new school done.
You gave up?
I gave up. So I sat. So one day, my grandma and mom. So my grandma used to have a shop somewhere, some 2 plots somewhere hapo kwa village too. So one day she was going. So akienda tu kwa the plots. She saw students wakitoka some school hapo. Oh, there's always like a high school hapa. So this is a high school in when you've been expelled from all other schools, this is where you go. When you have no hope, there's no money, no nothing, this is where you go. Now literally, they had Form 1. So Form 1 wakienda Form 2, now they have Form 2. So Form 2 wakienda Form 3 ndo wana create chance for Form 3 evil. So ndo walikuwa wamenini Form 4 sasa. Ndo walikuwa wamejaribu sasa wamekuwa na Form 4. I think this was the second Form 4 kwa nayo sasa. So my grandma came talked to me. I told them, Mimi, even if it's a Gumbaru, I'll just go. I just want to go to school.
Explain for people who don't know Gumbaru is.
I don't know how I'll put it, but how do I... Okay, let me put it this way, yeah? So Gumbaru is a school whereby you will find a 70-year-old, 20-year-old, a 14-year-old in the same class. Yes. Then it's the only school that no uniform. It's just freestyle. Then you can decide to come today, not to come tomorrow. That's it, yeah. But they're recognized. I think some of them sit for KCSE, KCP, yeah, they're recognized. So I told them, I'll go to that school. So on Monday we go. So this school is supposed to pay, I think, 8,000 per term. But I only have 5,000 and I don't have uniform. So I think purchasing the uniform and a few things were left with 2,000 or something. So the 2,000 is what we paid. So, this is the funny thing. Fortunately or unfortunately, I got to this school. Remember, it was only 3 weeks remaining to close the term 2. So, when I go to this school, I'm going the second week. So we have just 2 weeks to close. Because the first week, ni ile tumetafuta zile shule nimekuwa denied, so nimeenda shule Monday. This nini tukafanya ka exam hapo katikati blah blah blah. By Friday, I was expelled from this school.
Why?
I don't know. So this happened. This is one thing. I'll just be honest. This is one thing that most teachers don't get to understand about their students. So this teacher walks in, a physics teacher. I've never forgotten his name, Mr. Kimanyano, Victor Kimanyano. He knows himself.
Victor Kimanyano.
So he walks in. So he asks something. It's a physics question. I told him, not that I don't know. I don't know means I was never in class. He taught, but I have forgotten. So I told him, I have forgotten. Not that I don't know. I don't know means he didn't teach. Or I wasn't there when he was teaching. But I have forgotten means I was there, but I can't remember it. He slapped me. So I just asked him, hey, was it wrong for me to say that I don't know? This is the reason as to why you're slapping me. So he gave me another slap. Yeah. So when he was trying to slap me the third time, I think I held his hand. So he went back to the staff room and said that I was trying to fight him.
Wow.
The principal didn't want to hear any of my story.
Just go home.
I just wanted to go home. Then what happened, unfortunately, when I left the school, I think the previous school, guys had striked there. So guys were just going to other schools. So I think they felt that I was part of the team that striked in the other school. Then I was coming to this school maybe to hide or seek refuge here. So that happened. So I went back home. These guys said they want nothing to do with me. I went back home. The next week, guys closed school. I was back at home. 3 guys are opening. I'm just at home.
Did your grandma tell you anything?
No, I actually told them after 3 weeks, guys, do you know what? I have been expelled. So they went back to school. They didn't want to hear any of my story. So one of my uncles happened to have schooled with one of the teachers. So that ka village talk, when they're having that ka village talk, oh, that's your nephew. I let him come on Monday. So that's why I went back to school again. Yeah. So I went back to school. I won't say life was easy again, because now you see I'm at my mom's side. There are some family politics as well. Yeah, life wasn't that easy. The fact that now I was grandma's favorite, so there are a few politics. These guys, their mom is married somewhere else. The mom is married somewhere else, coming back here. You understand? Guys, you understand? Family issues. So it really affected my studies as well. It really affected because I was really frustrated. Sometimes I used to see my mom being kicked out. It used to affect me a lot. Sometimes I could not go to school for 3 days, just at home. I would not eat. I was really affected mentally.
Depressed?
Yeah, I was really depressed. Because now I used to see my mom. If I see my mom shed tears, it really used to hurt me a lot. This time my dad is not around. My dad had gone back to course just to try just to get back on his feet. So I could understand where my parents are coming from. That times I used to be sent home. I could go home, stay at home for almost 2 weeks until the school calls me to just tell him to come back to school.
Wow.
Yeah. One thing that was really, really favoring me was the fact that I used to be bright. So they used just to say, tell Fedha to come back to school. So I used to go back to school. To date, as we speak, I still have a few balance in that school. I've never completed. So one day, my grades started going down. So by the time I think my teachers called me, they asked me, what's going on? Because this is not you. You cannot bring family issues back in school. So I used to evade those stories here and there, but I think there are a few teachers who now got to know what's going on. Because the school was like 300 meters from our home. Yeah. It wasn't that far. So they used to know. Yeah, so maybe the things that are happening, so they used to see. Yeah, they used to know. I struggled until I completed high school. So when we completed, we went back to Coast. So all of my dad, no, my dad was back in Coast. So my two siblings, my mom went back to Coast. So went to Coastal. I did not have anything to do with college or university in my mind because I knew there was no money. I knew. So I just told myself, ni kutafuta tu job sasa. Si mimi nimefikishwa hapa, yani kutafuta tu job. Hakuna story nyingine. So I got employed. Those guys who know Ukunda, there's a place called is it Unique or Tofik? Tofik buses used to be there kitambo. There's a stage at Ukunda. There's a stage. So opposite there to some shopping centers hapo. So I used to work there kwa duka ya Mwende. Nilikuwa nakatanga to glass. Walikuwa nakatanga glass hapo. So I used to carry glass. Sometimes client amekuja ameitisha glass hata 8k. So unazibeba. Ukizivunja it's up to you. Unaenda nazo home. Hapana, unaenda kumpakia kwa gari. So zikivunjika, if by any chance zivunjike, ejua tu vile uta explain hiyo story. Sasa hiyo nalipwa salary ya 6k. Nilikuwa nalipwa 200 per day. So unabeba napeleka hapo hivyo. It used to be tough. So I just told my dad, hey, sasa unajua mimi nafikiri nimekuwa mtu mzima, mimi acha naanza kutafuta do. Hey, story yako ole hapo wenyewe, hata nikianza hata Mungu mwenyewe anaona kabisa, nitakuonekana kuonea tu. Acha tu mimi nitafute tu njia yangu. Zile pesa nitasave nitajipeleka nazo kwa ole mwenyewe. So nikaangana hivyo. Then I came back, I told my dad. One day I just came and told my dad. So ile job ya Mwindi nilikuwa nafanya actually, nilikuwa nashikilia jamaa. Kumbe jamaa alikuwa mgonjwa. After a month, nikatoka tena. So nikarudi tena home kuanza kukaa. So there's a time I sat my dad down, nikamwambia, "Sai, I don't think kuna pesa ya kwenda koli. The only thing we can do here is for you just to give me 3,000 shillings. I go back to school, get my documents, then find my way out. That's the only thing I'll request from you. But whatever you're making right now, just consider my siblings."
How many were you?
I'm the firstborn in a family, in a family of 4 children. Yeah, I'm the firstborn. Then my bro, then my 2 sisters. Yeah. So it was very painful for my dad. But I told him that's the best thing you can do for me right now. But he agreed. I think that day he left, he came back in the evening, gave me 4,000 shillings. Because I explained to him, I used to see my friends, most of my friends, like 80% of my friends that I grew up with back at the coast were into drugs. So I told him, I don't want to go this direction. And I think I'm the only hope in this family. I don't want to go this direction. The best thing you can do for me, just save me from this all this mess. Because the more I'm stressed. I don't want to find myself here. At times, my dad, when he used to go for those hustles, I used to tell him, let me accompany you, because I don't want to find myself idle. Because when you're idle, obviously. Yes, I'll just get myself there. Yeah. So I left. He gave me the 4 Gs. I asked for 3 Gs, but he gave me 4 Gs. I left. I went back to my Chambiti Secondary School. Yeah. So I went. I told. By the way, that high school is Chambiti Secondary School. For those guys who know, it's a big school right now. It's one of the biggest schools right now. It really developed. We got a principal that really brought. He brought so much development. I think they have a bus right now. They have to gorofa right now. Classes. It's well established. I saw it. I'm very proud of that school right now. So I went back. I told this principal. I remember his name, Mr. Lusaswa. I remember his name. He's late though. I told him, Mr. Lusaswa, I don't have anything. I came all the way from Costa for my certificates. I know you're not going to give me the certificates, But what I'll request for, just the result slip. Just that. Please. He was not giving anyone anything.
It was a tough one.
But God intervened. Somehow. I saw him stand up. Okay, I think he told me you're joking, and then he left. So I knew that's a no. But he came back, he gave me my result slip. That's the only thing I requested for. I was so much grateful. And he told me I talked to the, I think, Form 4s. For me, I felt I'm not anywhere. Now, what am I going to tell these guys? Most of my former classmates back then, they're in campuses. Some of them have gone back to colleges. Some of them got to repeat. Now, what am I going to tell these guys? Because I left Form 4. I'm literally the same person that I left. So what am I going to tell them? I was really ashamed. I just said hi and I left. I told him, let me just say, cool. I felt less of a person. Now what am I going to tell them? I just said hi.
Why did you feel like you're less?
If I had completed Form 4, the rest of your peers are in campuses and college. What are you doing? You cannot go tell them, hey, now guys, as much as I got this grade, there's no money to go to, I don't know, blah, blah, blah. I cannot
say that.
Like, Form 4s. Form 4s. Or let me say high school. The high school age. They'll always judge you. So I told myself, no, the best thing I can do is just say hi and leave. Yeah. Because what if I tell them, you guys need to work hard, get good grades, join campuses or colleges. Okay, what about you? You got that grade, where are you? I was avoiding those questions. So I just said hi. I didn't answer many questions. I left. So when I left, remember when I left Mombasa, I told my dad, I'm leaving, but chances are I won't come anytime soon. And when I come back, I'll come back a different person. Don't expect me anytime soon. I don't know where I'll go, but I'll come back a different person.
That is what you told your father?
That's what I told my dad, and I left. So fortunately, I found one of my uncles back in Shags. So he told me, when you want to go back to Mombasa, don't go straight. Please, nipitie hapo Nairobi, nataka tuongee kitu. Then he gave me fare 2,000. I didn't have fare. He gave me 2,000. Then he came, I think he went to his Shags back in somewhere huko karibu Ebuye. So he went there. So mimi nikafunga safari, came back. So when I came, he connected me to kina mom's last born. So I called, hey, nianze uncle, I'm in Nairobi. So he picked me back in country bus, akanileta. So mimi nafikiri nakuja tao, kumbe nakuja roko kwa mashamba. So I asked the last born. So the other uncle still in Shags, he was to come. So I asked him, hey, huko ndio uncle wao mnaishi? Yeah, huko ndio tunaishi. Because when you get out of the house, unaona tu shamba, kuku, kondoo, that's what you see. Anyway, I told myself, listen, Peter, I sat myself down. Me, myself, and Jesus. So myself and Jesus were advising me, hey, listen, Peter, now you have nowhere to go. Do you want the same life back at the coast? No. Do you want to change your life? Yes. Don't look at where your uncle lives. Look at what you're aiming for. And the next day, say I slept that day, the next day I woke up. So my uncle came, ule wa Shags came, now the owner of the place came. I told him, I'm gonna take a job. He asked me, are you sure unataka job? I told him, yes, nataka job. He used to be a manager of, Two River sits for the farm that he's been managing. So he's been managing a farm owned by is it Chief Mbuko Inangi? That's why he's been managing that. So he held my hand, then tukaanza kutembea. He told me twende. So
Ukaenda.
na mimi nikaenda. So unajua sasa nimevaa jeans yangu, nimevaa sneakers, so nimeenda. So I think he was just laughing at the bottom of that. So tukatoka. So he showed me to farms. We see people weeding, we see people digging, we see people doing this, doing that. Then John told me, hizo ndo job ziko. Fikiria kama unataka hizo job, kesho asubuhi niambie. So he used to work at night, so he left. So he had 2 jobs. So he used to manage the farm during the day. So he had another job. He's a security manager. So he used to go jobo June. So the next morning, I told him, sina otherwise, I'll just do them. So I used to do the jobos. I used to be paid 300 bob a day. So that's how I hustled. Guys, you remember the uncle I told you mwenye alinisomesha form 1 and part of form 2 akaacha. So he was very guilty because my dad used to pay for him school fees back in college. My dad alimsomesha. So the wife told him, why is it so hard for you kusomesha mtoto your brother, yet your brother alikusomesha? Why is it so hard? Even before the eyes of God, how do you feel? So I think you're guilty, likuwa. Why do you leave your brother's son anahangaika, yet you have the potential kumsomesha? You have a kid, yes, but hawajafika home. Why is it that hard? So my uncle used to work for KQ. He used to be a cabin crew watch. I think a manager or something. I don't know, something of that sort. So he gave me a call one day. I never expected that call. I always know his number often, so I saw his number. You know, there's a way. Guys know this. There's a way. Someone with money, someone who is well off, when they give you a call, there's a way you just pick it. You're so humble. So I didn't look at what this uncle did back, I think 4 or 5 years ago. I just picked, hey, uncle, mambo, poa, uko wapi? Niko ruaka, unafanya nini? So he was told, kijana anafanya kazi za shamba tu. Anafanya tu kazi za shamba. Mbona kijana ametoka town anafanya kazi za shamba? How do you feel? Uko wapi? I told him, niko ruaka. Unafanya nini? Ambia, mimi hufanya tu kazi tu. I didn't want to tell him ni kazi gani nafanya. I was even ashamed. I just told him, nafanya tu jobs zingine. Because I feel that nikimwambia, now he'll go back Ocha and tell my other cousins, nani, he works for farms. So I was really ashamed. Then I didn't want to bring the shame to my parents. So he told me, I'm going to Dubai, but I'll be back in 3 days. So, day so and so, come to my place. I told him, fine. These uncles, these rich people, you'll always know their homes. Because unaonanga tu shida inaweza nipata niende huko. So, he told me, you carry everything you have, come to my place. So, I didn't know that the wife had looked for our own connections. She had got a college for me, but we were being sponsored. They were sponsoring guys from the slums. So either way she did her connections or something. So they got to fix me there, but I didn't know. So he told me, you come. So I went. So remember he told me, carry everything, come to my place. So I was ashamed. Konazo, don't like what I have. This is it. I've gone to a rich uncle's place. Where I'm coming from, we're not well off. So I feel ashamed. Even the clothes I'm having, I'm going to this guy's place. Like I'll be ashaming him. So I go to his place. I only carried clothes for 3 days.
The best clothes you have.
The best clothes, So I go to his place. So he comes back. True, he comes from Dubai. We talk, blah, blah, blah. The means they just told me, we want to take you to college. I was really happy. I even forgot what this guy did to me back then. I just asked him, when?
When?
Yeah, when? He told me, day so and so. I told him, it's fine. So I think it was in 2 weeks' time that I was supposed to report. So I came back to my uncle's place in Ruaka. So I stayed at my uncle's place. So I told my uncle, his name is Uncle Chris. Allow me to mention his name. So I told him, Uncle Chris, he's one man. I give gratitude to the success I've made today. He's one guy I'll never forget. He's one guy who held my hand at my lowest. I told him, Uncle Chris, Uncle so and so, I don't want to mention the other guy's name. So Uncle so and so, he knows himself, so I don't want to mention him. Uncle so and so has secured a place for me in Kole, and I have to go. He told me, it's fine, you have my blessings. I didn't just want to leave his place, because he's one guy that accommodated me in Nairobi. Literally, he's the one person that showed me Nairobi. Like, yes, and took me as his own son. To date, he regards me as his own son. So I left, yes, but I didn't feel good. As much as I'm going to college, but I didn't feel good. I felt
there's a gap.
Yeah, so I left. But every weekend I used to come at my uncle's place. I used to come to his place. I used to come at his place. Not until sasa Kole, you get projects, blah blah blah. Now ikafika mahali, yeah, sasa I got busy. But when I went to college, I didn't stay at my uncle's place. I went to my mom's sister. Yeah, I felt she's one person who will understand me. Yeah, I felt she's one person who will understand me. Then I had my age mates there. Yeah, her sons were more of my age mates here. So I felt this one person will understand me. This one person who has known what struggle we've been through. So I went to her place. So I used to be there. But understand, we're at a relative's place. So remember, yeah, you're the one who has to wake up. We don't have a house help. You're the one who has to wake up, wash dishes, do what, some house chores and stuff like that. But I used not to complain, because these guys have given me shelter. These guys give me food. The much I can do is do the two small jobs back in the house. It wasn't in my mind that the sons have to do the same. This is their home. I'm the only stranger in this house, so I have to do them. I used to do them. I come from Kole, I find the utensils, the cup, I just do them. I don't complain, I just do them. I finish Evo. So Evo, I completed college. So when I completed college, lucky enough, I did a project. So guys, I went to Nairobi's college, Nairobi's School of Design, for those guys who know Nairobi's. You can Google Nairobi's. Nairobi's sponsors guys from the slum. So remember, I'm not from the slum, but I just got connections to get to that place. I know it's wrong for me to say this, but these guys helped me. You don't know how much you guys helped me. I was not from the slums, but I was from a family that really needed that chance. Yes, I'm saying this today, guys don't know. I was not from the slums, but I was from a family that really needed that chance. Only that I couldn't show it back then. Then remember, I was coming from homes that lives in estates. So when I go to school, sometimes these guys used to drop me. So guys in this school used to know, this is a cool kid. Yeah, this is a cool kid. So I really didn't like that as well. Because I remember there's a day my uncle went abroad, came back. Is it Nokia E-series or something? I can't remember. It was what, 60,000 or something, 45 or to 60,000. So I went with it to school. People are like, hey, this guy is balling. But there is a way my uncle was also trying to upgrade me. My uncle used to come back with S23. I was one of the few people in that school, literally the first person to get an S23 in that school. Yeah. So guys used to be amazed. This guy is from a rich family and stuff like that. So my uncle, I started adapting, because now you see, at the end of the day, I was also torn in between, because I have to pretend in this school that I'm from a humble background, but I also don't want to disappoint my uncle, because my uncle is also trying to upgrade me. You get, from from the colognes you used to give me. Now I used to go to this colleague, I've put on some nice colognes, designer colognes. I have a nice phone, but I cannot hide these phones because anyone can call you at any time. You cannot hide the smell of a cologne. Anyone will just feel it. Yes. So on weekends, when guys used to tell me, we'll come visit you, I tell them, no. I only had two close friends who used to come to my place. Two close friends who used to understand me.
Who knew everything.
Yes. Now they used to come. Those are the only guys. Vinny, one of my best friends. He has a similar story. He also runs a printing business back in town here. We always look back at what we used to go through, and just laugh. And another friend of mine called I can't remember his first name, Musioka. I don't know where he is right now. I don't know where he is. Those are the only two guys who should understand me. I used to tell them, guys, listen, this is not my life. You guys know where I've come from. I think I've explained to you time and again. It's hard for the rest to know or to convince the rest that this is where I come from. But this is the place where I stay. I cannot shame these guys. I cannot come here. Nimevaa matambara tu. I can't do that. My uncle is trying to elevate me from that place. But back in school, some things I have to like to fake a little bit for guys to understand. So that's it. I completed. When I completed, the same uncle got me a job the second day. I graduated today. The next day I got a job. So my first pay then was 10,000. I used to work in his shop. So he actually told me, when you complete, OLX had come. So my uncle used to run a chain of shops. So he used to do imported sandals for ladies. So this is where I got the business idea from. So he used to import the sandals. So yes, he used to have clients. But now I told him, Uncle, there is a way we can market these things online. He told me, if you can do that, every sandal you sell, I give you 20%. Wow. I told him, fine. So I used to make sales of not less than 100 pieces in a week. Not less than 100 pieces in a week. Through OLX. Now Gigi. Then it was back then it was called OLX. So that's how I used to post them online. Guys used to see, they come shop. So my uncle saw, there's so much benefit being with this boy. So he told me, listen, you're going to work for me. So he came for my graduation, and the next day I started working at his shop. We increased the sales. That's how we increased the sales. So I used to sell back in the shop, then I used to do it online. So the pay I get in the shop is 10 G. Then when I market and sell them online, I get a 20% per shoe. I collected enough cash. I opened my own shop. I told them, Uncle, listen, you've supported me, you've really helped me. I'm very grateful. I think it's time for me to shift. Now I shifted to my own place. And it's time for me to quit. He didn't want me to go. He didn't want me to go because of also very much benefit to his shop. I told him, it's time for me to go. So he had two worries. One, if I leave, the sales will go down. Number two, if I leave, I'll be a very big competitor to him. So I told him, we'll do this. I'll always help you guys whenever you need me. Just to soothe him. Number two, I don't know where this shoe. I know where you import the shoes from. India. He was importing the shoes from India, the sandals from India. I know where you're importing the sandals from, but I can't import them. So I'll be getting the sandals from you. Then I sell them. I think that relieved him. I did that. The one car shop I had back in Omoja. I used to live somewhere called a First Love. For those guys who know more. Chomo. 3560. So I used to live a place called First Love. So I used to live there. Then my car shop was somewhere up. There's a place called Kwachif. Yeah. I remember my first employee's name. Rose. Yeah, that was my first employee. So we did so much with Rose. We got enough cash. We opened another shop back here at the coast. But now at the coast was a partnership between myself and my two of my friends, my childhood friends. One of my friends is back in Poland right now. Nini yake zilifunga kanda Poland. Yeah. I'm really happy when I see my friends grow. He's called Ongeri. Ongeri is in Poland right now. And his brother called Omari. So them, wakaleta shop. Wakakuwa na shop because their dad used to have clothes. So wakakuwa na shop. Then me, I used to do the stock. I don't know if you're getting it. Yeah. Them, the shop, me, the stock. Then the profits we split because I'm not paying rent. Them, they're not giving any cash for the stock. That's what we used to do. We did it, but it happened. I think guys got other things to do. Then we were naive back then. We were around 20-21 years. We were making cash. A lot. We used to make a lot of money. We squander, tunatumia vibaya. To cut the long story short, tulifilisika tukafunga shops. Yeah, zote. Yeah, because mainly you want to show off. Uko na dogs, and you're young. Unataka uende sijui unataka kubuy mzinga, sijui unataka madem, sijui nini. Shops tulifunga. Tulifunga shops. A good one, tulifunga. But that one year, tulitesa. Tulitesa both nado, tulitesa both business-wise. So, back to square one. No biz, no nothing.
What at that point, what did you learn? Maybe after opening a very successful business and then all of a sudden...
Proper planning. If you plan well for the business, you plan well with your finances, everything is smooth. But you get the finances, unazitumia na haurudishi kwa ile biashara inakupatia, it's a bit hard. Because if you're squandering the profits and the sales you're making, yet this business, you're not giving it back what it's supposed to generate, it's a bit hard. Because remember, guys are coming to buy. The stock is going down. Not that the stock is going up.
The money is there, but the stock is...
Yeah, but the stock is going down. So you're not injecting it back to the business. Those are some of the mistakes that we did, which we got to learn. I never regret anything. It's something that made me learn. So it came to a point now I was living with my cousin. So my cousin, my uncle, remember the uncle, the KQ uncle? So he managed to become my cousin KQ akawa anafanya job. So my cousin, since he was making more money than me, tena issues zikaanza hapo. Family too. Oh, this guy is depending on you. Hey, I kick him out. Remember we were rent, tunalipa nusu. Shopping, we do it halfway. But at the end of the day, the family is yeye ndo ananiweka. So I have a tradition. Every December I always go back to coast. So I can holiday, me I go back home. I chill with my folks and family, say for 2 to 3 weeks, then I come back to Nairobi. So when I went to Coastal, this guy sent everything that is mine to Coast. Not literally everything, because there are a few things I'll back in out. So nikajiambia, so this guy literally has told me I'm not going back to Nairobi. Mimi nabaki Coastal. For me, I've never found Coast kuni challenge mentally. Coast kwangu wana feel iko slow. So that's back 2014. So 2015, there's a cousin brother of mine, Joseph. It's called Joseph. He used to teach in a school. The name of the school, Kambe Secondary School. For those guys who know Kambe. Kambe is back in Kilifi County. So he used to teach there. He used to teach biology and chemistry. So he told me, bro, you don't have a job and your business is zilikufa hivyo. There's a slot ya mwalimu wa comp where I teach. So umefanya IT. Hebu kama ujaribu. So he connected me to the principal. So the principal called, oh, come for an interview, blah, blah, blah. I went for the interview. So when I went for the interview, I didn't want to be a teacher. So I did the interview for the sake of. But fortunately, I just got the job. I didn't want to be a teacher. My cousin brother will know this today, but I didn't want to work there. But I got that job. So I was a teacher there. I know most of my students maybe will see this. I was a teacher there in 2015, so I taught computer and somehow CRE. So I'm good in CRE, by the way. I'm very good in CRE. Guys who have been in Viga County have been wondering who's been leading them. Some in 2010, mock, I don't know what joint exams. KCSE, no, I don't think KCSE, no. KCSE you nearly don't that. But I got a good grade. I think it was a B plus for in hearing. But if you've been wondering who was leading, that was me. I was good in CRE. Not that I used to lead everything. No, CRE. CRE that I used. So I used to teach CRE as well. So the students will come and depend. Form 1, so ikanda form 2, akawa anasema niwafundishe. Form 3, Form 4, I used not to teach theory in Form 4. I think Form 1, Form 2, and Form 3. Yeah. Ikafika point, ikaanza kuleta a bit of a beef between me and the CRE teachers. Because the students used to prefer me. Yes. And you see these teachers, these teachers are employed by the government. So meaning, there's a teacher that only teaches CRE. And the fact that now these students only want me, it means this teacher has no job. Then remember, there are these two remedials. Remedials mean students pay, say, 300 shillings in a term. So this term, maybe the school collects, for example, 100,000. So this 100,000 is distributed, split to teachers. So this CRE teacher has no class in this remedial. So I'm the one who has this remedial. So the teacher said, no. No. Everyone has to stick. I remember her words. Everyone has to stick on his or her own docket. I said, okay. Wow. So in 2015, guys can do research about this. I think somewhere June, July, if I'm not wrong, teachers striked. Government teachers striked. So when they striked, remember, I'm being paid by the board, meaning school fees has to be paid for me to be paid my salary. Yeah. Now the fact that these teachers have striked, there's no school, so meaning I'm not getting any money, so I'm back at home again. So fast forward, one day I'm just sitting at home. I think this after a month, I get a call. A month was, I think, 2 or 3 weeks. I had applied for so many jobs back then. So many jobs. Patience. So one day I get a call. Hi, is this Peter? Yes, at around 9. My name is, I remember her name. My name is Laura. I'm calling you from Orange. Orange, Kenya. Orange, the competitors to now Telcom. Hello. Orange, now Telcom. Yeah. I'm calling you from Orange. We would like you to come to our offices tomorrow at this Bomb Blast. There's a place called Bomb Blast. Now Orange, now Telcom have the offices there. We would like you to come for an interview tomorrow. You had applied for a customer service job. We'd like you to come for an interview tomorrow. I told her, Laura, I really want to come for that interview. But the interview is in Nairobi. I'm in Mombasa. You're calling me at 9. Even if I try go to town right now, I want to get a bus that will bring me to Nairobi. Because we live, coast is divided into two. There's South Coast and North Coast. So we live at the South Coast. So buses from South Coast going to Nairobi leave at 8. She's calling me at 9. If I leave South Coast going to town, I'll get to town at around 10:30. The last bus is leaving at around 10:30. I won't manage. I told her, then I have to cross the ferry. I don't know how long I'll take at the ferry. Say, if I try beat time 10:30, if I don't beat time 11, I won't get a bus. I told her, there was no SGR back then. I told her, it's very late for me. I won't lie to you that I have the money to book a flight and come. I don't have. In fact, I do not even have cash to even get that bus. She told me, I think that was on a Tuesday. When do you want to come? I told her, maybe Thursday. I'll try. I'll try get the cash tomorrow, then come on Thursday. She told me it's fine. So, remember, I don't have cash. I've not been paid for almost 2 months. So my dad tells me, he'll go for that interview. I just laugh and tell him, how am I going for that interview? I do not even have a shilling. He tells me, I just told you to go for that interview. So the next day, my dad, I think, borrows like 2 Gs. He gives me the 2 Gs and prays for me and tells me, my son, I release my blessings. You go and make me proud. I left. And I told my dad, remember the first time I told him, when I leave this place, when I come back, I won't be the same person. I came back when I'm having 2 shops.
Wow.
Now when I left, I told him, when I'm leaving this place, even if I don't get this job, I'll make sure when I come back, there's something different in me. I left. I remember I booked a coast bus. I came, so I arrived in Nairobi. I've not told any of my relatives I'm coming. So you remember my uncle back in Ruaka, I left, I went to college, blah, blah, blah. So I felt my uncle has done much for me. There's no need of me go back there. Yeah. So there's a cousin of mine who was who used to be a manager. He back then used to be a manager in one of the guest houses in town. So I go to his place. I to his workplace. I tell him, I'm having an interview. Can I leave this bag here? I want to take a quick shower, change, go for the interview. Jioni, I'll come back for them, find my way out. He tells me it's fine. So I think I paid around 1,000 shillings, 1,000 or 1,200 fare. So I had around 800 bob remaining. So I go for the interview. So when I get to the place where the interview is being held, I can't remember the place. It's somewhere where bomb blast was. Yes.
Next to, I think, is it called Nairobi Technical?
Yes.
University of Nairobi.
Yes. Yeah. It's actually next to CBK. Next to CBK. That building. It has some graffiti right now. So I go. So when I reach there, I think we are 30-something people. I just told myself, no, not today.
There's no way.
There's no way. So I'm tired. Remember, I've traveled all night. I'm very tired. I'm actually sleepy. As I'm waiting. So Laura comes. Hi guys, hi. Where's that guy from Coast? Peter. So I raise my hand. So guys, please, you know, I'm like the last person, like one of the last people to be interviewed. So she comes, guys, this guy has come all the way from Coast. Could you please allow him to go for the interview first than the rest, please? The guy said, yes, it's fine. I go for the interview. So when I go for the interview, I just told God, I want to make my parents proud. I've never done anything customer service. There's no course I don't know for customer service or anything. Nothing. But I want this job. God is my witness. I left that panel. These guys were telling me, you go think if you want this job. They're taking me literally. Wow. You go think if you want this job. Yes. You go think if you want this job. Give us a call tomorrow. So I left. That was on a Thursday. I left. Now, Monday, guys are supposed to report for orientation. They've already told me that. So I left. When I left, now I'm telling myself, now these guys have given me this job. Okay, that is one done. Where am I going to stay?
You have no home.
I have no home. I sat down, I soul-searched. I told myself, listen, Uncle Chris never sent me away. I only got an opportunity to go back to school. Let me call him. I call him. Hi, Uncle. So I got this job. These guys want me to report on Monday. Is it possible if I can just come for 3 days, find my way out? Monday, I get to know these guys want. I sign the document. I go back to Coast. He told me, this is your home. You always welcomed at any time.
Wow.
I went back to his place. So I went back to ruaka. But I was feeling a bit guilty. This guy has supported me. I left. Right now I'm supposed to be working, not burdening him again. I want a place to stay. So that's Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I think the little cash nilikuwa nayo pia ilikuwa imeisha sasa. God is my witness. Monday, we're supposed to be there by 10. I walked from Ruaka to town.
Wow.
I walked.
Why? Where
I
did
had
you?
no cash, and
Could you borrow?
I didn't want. I didn't want. So I left by
By foot.
by foot.
It's
And
quite a
went.
distance.
So I went.